Good evening, my dear nocturnal souls. Welcome to a new episode of The Voice in the Darkness, where civilization fades and the echoes of the primitive whisper to us from the deepest shadows. In the forest of Yellowstone, something breathes, something watches, and something walks among us. Today, we venture into one of North America's most untamed and majestic landscapes, Yellowstone National Park, a place of overwhelming beauty, the boiling geysers, and ancient forests that guard secrets older than human memory, secrets that walk. Today, we will unearth the legend of the hidden giant, the Yellowstone Sasquatch. The idea of a gigantic ape-like creature hidden in the woods is not new. Ancient civilizations from Native American with the tales of wild men of the woods to Asian legends as of the Yeti has spoken of such beings. In North America, this legend took on a very specific form, that of the Sasquatch, also known as Bigfoot. Imagine a colossal being, covered in thick, dark, or reddish fur, with eyes that gleam with an unsettling intelligence. A creature that moves with surprisingly agility for its size, leaving behind gigantic footprints that have bluffed scientists and skeptics alike. It's home of the densest forest and the most inaccessible mountains, and one of the favored realms, due to its immensity and isolation, is precisely Yellowstone. The few who dare to speak of it describes a being that avoids contact but leaves unmistakable signs of its passage. They speak of strangely stacked rocks, almost like a primitive cairn, of branches broken high in the trees, as of something immense has snapped them effortlessly, and of course, of those footprints, enormous bare footprints, between 40 and 50 centimeters long, imprinted in the mud or snow, appearing and disappearing without logical explanation. But perhaps the most terrifying sign is the smell. Witnesses consistently describe a strong, musky aroma, a blend of sulfur, animal sweat, and a swampy dampness so nauseating it is impossible to ignore. It's a scent that permeates the air, a visceral warning that something not human, something powerful is near. Yellowstone is a vast territory with over 9,000 square kilometers of wild nature. Only a small part is accessible. The rest are dense forests, remote valleys, and snow-capped mountains, perfect for a creature that doesn't wish to be found. There, the stories that emerge from the darkness are very more unsettling. Encounters with the Sasquatch in Yellowstone are rarely frontal. The creature is elusive, but its presence is felt in a way that chills the soul. Many speak of the unexplained sensation of being watched, of a heaviness in the air, of an unnatural silence that envelops the place, where even crickets and birds fall quiet before a distant rustle of a quick movement among the trees. The secret of Yellowstone and its hidden inhabitants is vast, my nocturnal souls. If this dive into the unknown has sent shivers down your spine, it means there are still many secrets to uncover. If you want more stories to keep you awake at night, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. That way, you won't miss the mysteries we will explore in future episodes. The most terrifying encounters are those where the distance shortens too much, and the terror of what lurks become real. A few years ago, two friends, Mark and Sarah, camped in the remote area of Yellowstone, on a plateau surrounded by towering rocks. One first night, a nauseating odor began to drift through the air, so fetid that it turned their stomachs. They thought it was a dead animal, but the scent was different, more putrid, with a hint of sulfur. All of a sudden, a strange silence fell over them. The wind ceased, the insects fell quiet, only a distant snap of the twigs remained. The next morning, they discovered a circle of enormous rocks stacked near their campsite, rocks they swore hadn't been there the night before. And what struck them most, a trail of gigantic footprints circling their tent. Each print was the size of a ski boot. Fear gripped them. They quickly packed up their camp with the constant sensation of being watched. As they descended the trail, they heard a deep, guttural howl that chilled them to the bone, a sound unlike anything they had ever heard in the nature. It wasn't a bear, not a wolf. It was something primal. They couldn't help but run, their hearts pounding in their ears, until they felt safe. They swear that howl still haunts their nightmares. But it's not just campers who have had the fortune or misfortune of crossing paths with this creature. Even those who know the forest like the back of their hand have witnessed the unexplicable. Another chilling story from a veteran park ranger occurred near Shoshone Lake. One winter afternoon, he found a fresh trail of gigantic footprints in the snow. They were bipedal, with an enormous stride, almost 2 meters between each step. He decided to follow them, venturing deeper into the forest. The snow was thick, the silence almost absolute. Suddenly, he heard a rustle behind him, as if someone was following him. The musky odor became overwhelming. The ranger stopped. He felt a presence, a heaviness in the air, and then, through the dense fir trees, he saw it. An immense figure, over 2 meters tall, covered in dark fur, with broad shoulders and a head sunken between them. It stood still, motionless, watching him from the distance. The eyes, through he could distinguish their color, seemed fixed on him with a cold intelligence. The ranger didn't feel the fear of a wild animal, but something far older, far more intelligent. His heart pounded. He dared not to move a muscle. It felt like centuries had passed, just watching each other, until, in the blink of an eye, the creature turned with astonishing speed and vanished without a trace among the trees. as if the forest had swallowed it whole. The ranger remained motionless for a while, then slowly backed away, never turning his back on the spot. It took him hours to return to the station, carrying a terror that would never leave him. He never spoke of the Sasquatch aloud again, but the paleness of his face whenever the creature was mentioned spoke volumes. The Yellowstone Sasquatch, the hidden giant, remains one of the greatest enigmas of our time. Is it a myth, an unknown creature to science, an ancient guardian of the forest? The footprints, the smell, the howls, and the fleeting encounters are only evidence that we have, a mosaic of fear and wonder that fuels the legend. Yellowstone National Park, with its secrets and its vast immensity, remains the perfect backdrop for this legend. This whisper of the untamed lingers in the darkness. And so, my nocturnal souls, we conclude our journey into the unexplored corners of Yellowstone. The question lingers in the air: what other creatures, what other mysteries lurks in places that civilization has yet to conquer? Let me know in the comments if you believe in the Sasquatch or if you have ever felt that inexplicable sensation of being watched in nature. I wish you a night full of dreams, but be careful. A distant howl might just awake you. Remember, my nocturnal souls, if you ever feel a strange silence in the forest, perhaps you are not as alone as you think. Until next time, and may the darkness be with you.